The views, takes, and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes, and opinions of the Main Event Mark, PWPH Wrestling Network and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle, everyone. Welcome to the Main Event Mark.
Hi. Okay. So thank you for listening on this show. Welcome to the main event, Mark. So meron mo tayong mga ilang-ilang bagay na kailangan i-plug before we move on today's episode. So magpasada nga tayo ng mga ilang-ilang bagay. Number one, um, Puso Wrestling is coming up on November 30. So syempre, there's a lot of things going on, no? For November 30 for Puso Wrestling, and we're getting a show there for sure. Tangina. Ayun, tinago ko pala mic buff ko, so scratch that. Okay, let's talk about it. So, tinago ko yung mic buff ko, so blame me on that. Pag-usapan muna natin mga ilang bagay-bagay. Hindi ko nang gagawan ng full review ang TNA Bound for Glory at saka yung NXT na show. Pero bibigyan ko kayo ng opinion ko, no? I'll give my opinions for both shows, and then let's mix that up with what I think on Crown Jewel predictions, and then kung ano pa yung mga takes ko recently on wrestling. So I hope you can follow and support the show on social media at Main Event Mark PW, and yun pa, you can support our network P Wrestling PH Club, and then yung ano pa natin, synergy natin, you can support our PWPH on Facebook and on X. Sa Patreon din, syempre. PWPH podcast coming back in November, since I would say I am better now. I am on my normal stable na. Okay na yung ano ko eh. Medyo nag-adjust na lang ako if we can reach the 1 hour. Pero next week, I think, nagpaplano na kami na mag-comeback recording for the show. Namimiss ko din mag-record ng ganong katagal, no? Pero yan, we are setting up that matter then for this show, future shows. Pero ito nga, let's talk about PWPH podcast. So, ayan, isang episode pa lang yung na-release namin this season. Laki ng gap na wala nun. Sayang yung 2 episode sana yun. Pero, it is what it is. I'm trying to survive dun eh. Laki din ang binabayad ko sa meds ko. Yung mga gamot na ininom ko this past few days. Babalik pa ako ng doktor next week. And then, I hope na I'll be fine for sure. Pero, sana mag-iba na yung pakaramdam ko from this day going forward. So far, iba na yung klima ko, iba na yung pakaramdam ko. I'm not the same as what I used few weeks ago. No? Pero yan, I am improving, I am great, but not as great as weeks ago. I'm trying to. Pero, yan, thank you for listening on the show. So, Puso Wrestling is having their show on November 30. They are going to crown the Puso Wrestling champion as Main Max fights Aaron Liwanag. There are some mind games na and going on Puso Wrestling. You can check that out on their platforms. And also, there's a lot of matches then going on. There's a woman coming from Dubai Wrestling. We will do a preview on that later on our show. Then, ano pa ba? Yun, FPW. Every Thursdays, I think, going forward, 8 p.m. on FPW YouTube channel and on Blast TV Chat Up Sports. So if you want to support then our WWE broadcaster, that's Tap Sports and Blast TV, you can do so. Yung Blast TV is free for their affiliated internet service providers like Converge in my case, Globe at Home, at iba pang mga internet service provider. And also, you can buy a monthly subscription for 179 or 199 if you want to watch it. If you want to watch NBA, if you want to watch NBA, and many more. May WNBA katatapos ng NFL, yung The Boys, ongoing yung The Boys season. So they have the rights for some content from Peacock. So that's good. Na you can watch then on Blast TV. So that's Blast TV, very cheap, very affordable. Then yun, on this episode nga pala, bakit di pa ako nag-i-intro ng maayos? Again, my name is Angelo. And then, let's talk about Bound for Glory. Yung, ano pa ba? Nalimutan ko yung tatakal ko. Bound for Glory, then yung Halloween Havoc, at saka yung, oh God. Ayan, predictions for Crown Jewel, PLE, na mangyayari na sa Sunday. So, let's talk about it. Ito, Bound for Glory, like what I said, hindi ko nagagawa ng full review ito, pero I'll give my opinions on every match. Okay. So, let's start with the, ano na siguro, yung main card, para di ko na maano. Si Rhino, I think he deserves to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Tsaka si Bob Ryder. Bob Ryder, di natin siya naabutan. But he contributed a lot on TNA wrestling. So, I think he deserves that too. Okay. So, call your shot. So, wala naman ibang credible na manalo ng call your shot aside from Frankie Kazarian. So, I think Frankie Kazarian winning call your shot makes sense to me. Pero, kagaya ng ini-speculate ng iba, this is meant to fail. Meant to fail siya sa akin kasi I don't think he is winning unless Joe Hendry wins. Or if mauna man manalo si Joe Hendry and then he cashes in, then you should take advantage on that. You know, I know Joe Hendry is over, but I doubt he is winning on the spot. He is going to win the title on a bigger moment. And I think Genesis will be a perfect time for Joe Hendry to win the title. Okay, so hindi ko nababalasahin yung buong card na yun kung ano naman nangyari. But Kazarian winning makes sense to me. And then, yung hatred talaga. Sa tingin ko kasi, si AJ Francis is the most hated guy in TNA aside from Kazarian. And it makes sense. For sure, it makes sense. And this is something that I really love from the TNA product. And it's actually impressive to see him book like that. And it works. No. Okay, so let's talk about Mike Bailey versus Elijo de Vikingo. So this match was fine. Fine, I would say. That's not the best match of the night. Pero I would say this is really nice to me. Mike Bailey, nothing new. He is amazing. One of my favorite champions in the game right now. Vikingo, I think he is still young, no? Growing, and still trying to impress me. Pero in AAA, I think he is the king of kings there. He is impressive, but I'm not sure why he is still doing this run. Like, he should be signed on any of this American promotions like AEW, TNA. Pero, si Vikingo kasi, spoiler na natin on the next episodes sa taping na ginawa nila recently, he got injured and he had to be pulled out by an ambulance in the arena. Also, Chris Bay, let's pray for their recovery. Pero let's talk about Vikingo muna. Si Vikingo, um, I think he is evolving to me. He is evolving, he is growing on the scene sa mga matches na to. I know, mas impressive yung mga matches niya sa AEW compared to TNA. But I think that there's something in Speedball that I think really aid Vikingo differently compared on what we got on this matches in general. Okay, so sobrang effective nilang dalawa. Wala akong hindi, ito lang yung match sa tingin ko na bibigyan ako ng exception when it comes to the build, no? But the match is just there. Match is amazing. Mike Bailey, sorry about that. Mike Bailey is just finished his match with Konosuke Takeshita sa MLP. I think that was a really good match too. Pasensya natin ako nakapag-picks up the week, but I think the Vikingo, the Speedball versus Takeshita match, I think that was a easy match of the year worthy. Sobrang ganda ng match na yun. And also the Josh Alexander versus Takeshita. Yan. So, continue natin yung card na to. I think this is really impressive for an opener for TNA BFG. I think sobrang nag-shine din si Vikingo even though he is a guest on this whole show. I think he is amazing in general naman. Pero there's something na parang gusto kong mawala kay Vikingo na I think that might lead to him being injured. Masyado siyang aggressive sa yes, the signature ng X Division, pero masyado kasi siyang sa ropes. Hayok na hayok sa ropes. I know people might offended on this, pero ganito yung ayaw ko sa mga wrestling na gymnastics, na masyado kayong hayok na hayok sa ropes. Okay na maging gymnastics ka, be smart, yun lang yan. That's hits different. Okay, so the match was fine, that was very solid. Definitely a candidate for TNA sa match of the year then for sure. Then very impressive to see someone like Vikingo go to the limit with Mike Bailey. Pero ang sabihin ko lang, ito lang yung match na walang story sa BFG card na to. So medyo binawasan ko siya ng puntos, no? Yun lang yan. Okay, so TNA Knockouts Tag Team Titles, Speedfire versus Wendy Chu and Rosemary. So obviously the titles retained, pero ang highlight nito was Rosemary turning on Wendy Chu. Okay, that's the highlight basically of the show. Medyo napapaisip ako on this moment, no? Napapaisip ako, is this the end of the partnership between TNA and WWE? Napapaisip ako if this is the end, pero hindi pa naman kasi Jordan nag-appear na siya sa NXT. Pero I think this mainly on their feud, no? End of the partnership on their feud. I think that's clear indication. Pero I'm really looking forward to see kung paano ba mag-evolve pa yung story between Wendy Chu and Rosemary. And I love Rosemary in TNA. sobrang nag-shine talaga siya dito all throughout. Then, Steve Macklin versus Josh Alexander. I love how they booked Josh here. Si Macklin. This is something very new to me. Steve Macklin is very cocky as heel, pero hindi ko siya mabaya sa face. Parang iba yung pakaramdam ko. Iba yung pakaramdam ko when I see Macklin. This is very different scene to him trying to be over. Ayun, so sorry about that. Pero si Speedball, si Speedball, what I love about Speedball, hindi siya nakakasawa eh. At alam ko kung paano siya magiging different when it comes to his role. Si Macklin kasi, si Macklin kaka-turn niya lang as face. Then they're feuding with Josh Alexander. And I thought this might go with Josh versus Henry. Kasi, di ba? Remember when Josh screwed Henry from his title at Slammiversary? Then now, we went to this match with Macklin versus Josh. I love both of these guys, but I think something went wrong. Something went wrong with both of the guys. And sobrang odd then to see that Macklin is actually a face here. I love this guys, but something went wrong to me. I think, Macklin is now a face? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's my impression. I don't think so. Overall, this is really good. This is really good. At least TNA is clearly telling a story here. I think yung lacking ni Steve as a face took him to the limit with Josh. And yun ang parang naging advantage ni Josh Alexander's. Then, ending, he kicked him with a low blow, zip ties, then he sets him up with the ankle lock, taps him up. Then this is amazing. This is very good. Amazing match between Josh and Macklin. Pero hindi ko mabay talaga si Macklin as a face. For sure. I could not buy him as a face. Yun. Then Monsters Ball PCO versus Matt Cardona. Akala ko injured tong gagon to. Akala ko injured tong gagon to. Hindi ko mag-gets. Siguro, akala ko talaga, na-wrote out siya with GCW because he got injured. Now he is with TNA again. And he might be injured again. Gaga. Sobrang labo talaga ng character na to ni Matt Cardona sa akin. I love Matt Cardona. Pero, I don't know what's wrong with the booking or what's wrong with this. Pero, it feels very odd to see this character synergies. And sometimes it never work with one character to another. It doesn't work most of the time. That's why it sucked. Ayan. So, PCO versus Matt Cardona. I think this is okay lang. Okay lang. Pero, I swear, TNA needs to consider dropping that other belt that PCO has. Doesn't make sense anymore. It's just for the win that PCO did from AJ Francis, and now it doesn't make sense anymore. Drop the belt. We have a world title now in TNA. I think that's the move now. Yan. They should consider dropping that belt. It doesn't make sense. It should be dropped. It should be retired. Hindi na dapat siya ni-revive. Yung, ano nga bang belt to? Yung International Wrestling Championship. Drop the belt, retired for good. There's a World Heavyweight Champion in TNA. That's Nick Nemeth. I think they should consider retiring that belt now. So, Santana versus Moose. Man, I love Santana. Here, the run of Santana is really good. Moose is Moose. He is amazing, for sure. The guy is already a standard bearer in TNA. He started the year amazing, ended the year very good. So, Moose is something that TNA needs for their banner in 2025. Then, of course, he had to put over Mike Santana there, which is great. Then, of course, that was a physical war since JDC. Then, they're trying then to give a revenge to Santana as a stable, pero they failed. So, Santana won the match, and I think that was a really good match. Amazing match to put Santana over, and parang iba din yung pakiramdam ko since Frankie Kazarian might win the TNA title. Then we have him setting up, or it might be set up with Nick Nemeth turning as heel soon that later. So it makes sense. So, pero sa tingin ko, ito talaga yung star making moment for Santana, and it works. And for someone like Moose to put him over, that was really good. So, eto na. One of the main events. Wait lang. Main events has started here. So, Jordan Grace versus Masha Slamovich. This is another really good moment. Another really good match. 2 years in the making then. I think we reviewed on this podcast the TNA Bound for Glory 2021 when Masha was defeated by Jordan, ending the streak of Masha Slamovich. Then now, they're now friends. Then similar din yung position nila. Then Jordan is a face, Masha is a face, so that's good. Then I think Masha really deserved that win. Very good as champion. Props then kay Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace is such a really good champion. Trust me. Kasi si Jordan is something that TNA trusted all these years. And kung totoo man na she is now WWE bound, I think this is something that really deserves. Then Masha definitely deserves to be the TNA champion. Si Jordan deserves to be in a better place. I'm not saying TNA is bad, but she deserves more. And si Masha getting the title from Jordan, very good for me. And finally, they were able to earn the credibility when it comes to literally the best TNA Women's Division. And I think that was amazing for me. Okay, so 2022 pala, sorry, 2022. So, this is amazing. This was really good. Also, I don't know if this might be a good detail, pero they introduced Masha Slamovich as hailing from Russia. I think this was first time. Kasi people really hated the idea of being introduced or intruding Russia, lalo't may issue ngayon ng Russia. Medyo I think parang iba yung klima when it comes to that case, no? Ito na, TNA World Title Match, Nick Nemeth versus Joe Hendry. King of TNA is the special guest referee, Frankie Kazarian. So, this was a really good match. I think this might be the best match of Joe Hendry in TNA, in my opinion. Nakasabay siya. In fairness, nakasabay siya, I would say. Then, Frankie Kazarian really took the advantage of him being a jerk referee. He really took advantage of that character, that he is a fucking jerk, taking the advantage of both faces. Kazarian is just amazing here. On point. On point jerk, on point idiot. Also ito, he literally took both Nemeth and Hendry at the same time, and it's amazing. Ito na yung mga bad parts. So, JBL, John Layfield, emerged from the crowd, and then, eto, nangyari muna pala is nag-cash in si Frankie. Obviously, like what I said, he might interfere with everything bullshittery is going on in the ring, no? Then he called his shot, trying to call his shot, but here comes John Layfield. And then he got leveled by John Layfield with a clothesline from hell. Then he literally beaten up everyone. Also, Ryan Nemeth gets the clothesline, and then Nemeth finally was able to beat Nemeth with the danger zone. So, yung commentary medyo pansin natin that pinut over nila yung idea na walang kalam-alam si Nemeth sa interference niya. And wala rin siyang ideya na, ay, pucha, na-realize ko parang tinake advantage ko lang yung ginawa ni Gago. Tapos, even on the fallout of the show, I think, di rin nila na-acknowledge that, okay, si GBL pala yung nagpanalo kay Joe Hendry. Pero yung mga faces, lalo si Joe, he really brought that out. Pero, ayan, final decision of the judges, I guess. Pero, ang naisip ko kasi dito, what this thing might come with? Ano nga ba pwede mangyari going forward? Do you think Nemeth is turning heel? Ako talaga iniisip ko Nemeth is turning heel by turning on mainly Joe Hendry and his brother. For sure. And for sure, ito yung nakikita kong mangyayari. No? Si Nemeth on January sa Genesis, he will fight Joe Hendry again or end Frankie Kazarian. Then we are able to see Joe Hendry winning the title, and then Frankie Kazarian cashing in, but he fails. But I think it meant to fail. So this is meant to fail. For sure. Okay, so this is the final match of the show, the Full Metal Mayhem for the TNA titles, TNA Tag Team titles. Sorry. So it's ABC, the System, and the Hardys. Okay, so this match was chaotic. Destruction all throughout. Medyo di ko na nagustuhan yung canvas na may mga faguti. May mga mukha-mukha ng Hardys. So doon pa lang, alam ko nang mananalo yung Hardys. But Jesus Christ, what in the blue hell happened here? Like this is something very chaotic. They basically recreated the WrestleMania 17 spots, which is pretty amazing. That was pretty insane then all throughout. And I think the Bound for Glory is overall amazing. The match in general na to was very good. And I think ang maganda kasi with Full Metal Mayhem matches is lahat kayo may ambag eh. Like with the one-on-ones, for sure this I think was the first tag team Full Metal Mayhem for a while. I think it's very good. Then Chris Bay and Austin Ace Austin. Nalimutan ko kung sasabihin ko sana Austin Theory. But I think they're really good. They're really good. They did a really good job. Sorry, nautal na ako. But the system, man, they really deserves their flowers all throughout here. But that was amazing. That was amazing all throughout. Then Matt and Jeff winning the tag titles. Hindi ko naman na-feel yung hatred ko nung kay Jericho na kabushitan. Pero this is a really given moment na that the brothers winning the tag titles again, even if it's bullshit. Pero inevitable na siya eh. Wala na siyang wala na siyang kalabuan eh. That they are winning the belts. I think the match was amazing. Everyone really loved it. Pero ako medyo critical ako. I really want ABC to retain. At the same time, hardest to win. Pero, ayun, that was a really good match overall. Pero, yun nga, medyo nabuwisat ako na yung start pa lang, yung pagkalagay pa lang ng graffiti. Graffiti ito rin nasabi ko kanina, yung graffiti. Umpisa pa lang alam ko nang mananalo yung hardest. That was a really big spoiler. That was weird to me. But overall, I think if Jordan versus Masha closed the show, I think that will be better. And then the Joe Hendry one, I know why they didn't put it last kasi yun nga may controversy, which is given naman. TNA really does that very often. Okay, so the crowd is really went to it. Sobrang sold out na tong pay-per-view na to. In January, we're getting a big arena show for Genesis. Pero yun nga, ang ganda rin ng pag-acknowledge ng TNA sa all throughout this show. Ang dami nilang stars na na-establish in one blow. Masha, yung system star naman talaga nila yan. Like, si Wendy Chu, feeling nila na treat na rin siya as TNA knockout. Which is amazing to me. And sobrang ganda ng storytelling ng TNA. Compared to AEW, I think TNA is clearly better when it comes to storytelling. AEW is trying to catch up, but nothing came close to TNA, for sure. Overall, aside from the John Layfield bull crap, and the system obviously losing everything on this card. Tapos, wak-wak pa si Alicia Edwards. I wish they can really recover from this pushery. Ayun, overall, I think that was a really good Bound for Glory. Medyo ang daming kalat, ang daming din controversy all throughout this whole show. Pero overall, I think that was a really good show. Amazing show, overall. Diretso na tayo sa Halloween Havoc. So, let's start with that. So, Halloween Havoc was a really good show also. Na medyo, when it comes to being Halloween Havoc, I think that was really good. Okay, let's talk about the Halloween Havoc. Medyo nanghinayang ako sa crowd, medyo ang laki nung arena, tas pabalang yung na-feel nila, but okay lang. Okay, so diretso na tayo sa matches. Tables, ladders, and scares match. Hindi siya ladder match, obviously. And you have just to win the title by pinfall. So, yeah. The match was really, really good. I love Mike Rome and his Beetlejuice gear, by the way. Pero yun nga, the match was very good, no? Very physical, very given na Tony D is not losing anytime soon, for sure. Pero yan, si Tony D kasi sa tingin ko, kung pag-uusapan natin yung mga performance niya, besides the War Games in 2021, this might be his best performance in a PLE. Then si Obafemi naman, for sure, he might challenge for the NXT title in the near future. Malapit na rin ang susunod na PLE ng NXT. So, let's see how things might go on their side sa NXT. Pero yun, they really deserves it. Then, medyo pag-usapan natin to, ihapyaw natin. So, si Lexis King is going to be joined by the father of the champion, Charlie Dempsey, William Regal. I can't believe we're seeing this. Then, the Shugans, I think this is not going to be a one-time off on that episode. But yeah, I love it. Pero ito, Lexis King really needs a mouthpiece or manager sorts. His character is amazing. He just needs someone to let him strategize for sure on something that he does usually. So yun kailangan ni Lexis King. And that's William Regal to me. Amazing. Okay, so Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus Steph Booker and Julia. Okay. Eto, bago natin ituloy yun, meron tayong tinakel. Ito, itatakal natin to. So, napag-usapan natin recently that Fallon Henley might be the one who will fight or who will win the NXT North American title from from Kilani Jordan or Lani Jordan. And yeah, actually it meant to happen. And it was actually really good. Pero move on na muna tayo. So it's a gauntlet match, by the way, that they announced. So Roxanne, Cora, Steph, and Julia, I think this match was very physical. No, as you may know, Julia and Steph are very physical woman. So good luck, Cora. Good luck, Cora and Roxanne. Roxanne kaya naman niya sumabay sa dalawa. Pero Cora, good luck. Okay, so the finish of this match, actually, Perez was the one who got the final finish. And wow, she pinned the champion there. So interesting then to see how things might go. No? Then, I think that was a really good match, like what I'm always saying. Julia and si Steph Booker, very good wrestlers for sure. Tsaka expected naman din yung result para magkaroon ng contender for the NXT Women's Champion. Then sobrang solid din that she got pinned by either both of them. And for sure, both of them gets a title shot anytime soon. Then Cesaria appeared on this match. For sure, hindi siya lalaban dito. She appeared on the other match. We will talk about that in a moment. So, continue natin. It's an ambulance match between Ridge Holland and Andre Chase. The match was very good. I really love that Rage Holland is very impressive here. Tapos dagdag din natin that the ambulance was very different from the ambulance that we used to. Um yung mga gantong grudge match pero is medyo nabitin ako, no? Um it was supposedly fixed as a grudge match pero medyo nakulang ako. Medyo nagkulang sa akin. May mga ambulance match na nagustuhan ako. Pero I think this was a really good pero hindi gaano impressive as a ambulance match. Yun lang yun. Parang it's basically a brawl and obviously Ridge getting the win makes sense. Pero wala eh. Parang ang labo ng continuity ng feud na to. Pero Ridge winning makes sense. And we also got a champion na pwedeng lumaban din kay Trick. Or challenger na pwede rin lumaban kay Trick. Sorry. Yan. So, next week on NXT is on Wednesday, by the way. Thursday on Top Sports Plus TV. So, Lullabies and Jada Parker will fight in a hardcore match with Don Marie as the special guest referee. Oops, that was interesting. Okay, so ito na. Here's a gauntlet match na for the NXT Women's North American title. Kelani versus Jasmine Nix. Sakto lang. I would say. Sakto lang. Then, Kelani versus JC Jane. Very good. Very good. I think this was the best match. Pero, medyo tulog lang yung match. Tulog lang yung crowd. But I think this was the best match of the series. Pero, yun. Then, Fallon Henley. I think sobrang klaro that Fallon Henley is really the leader of the stable. Pero let's see how the progress goes. Knowing ang isa sa mga members nila si JC Jane, medyo ahas kasi yung galaw niya. So let's see how she will move going forward, especially with the 10 women tag going forward with this PLE. Pero ito lang masabi ko, sobrang tulog ng crowd na to. Sobrang hindi nila deserve tong match na to. I love Fallon Henley. She really deserves the win. Pero putya, parang tulog na tulog yung crowd na to. Everyone didn't care about the story. But yeah, very given to me that Fallon winning for sure. It's just very solid. Sobrang on the spot then that we really have to see a new champion on this show, and it was Fallon. Very perfect then for me. Then Sarya really made clear that she is going to attack everyone in the fatal influence. Then for sure she is a babyface. Yan na. Okay. Yun lang. main event. So for sure we are getting Baba Ray versus Ridge Holland, so that's a 6-man tag for sure that we got this week on NXT. So we also got Wendy Chu versus Tatum Paxley. That was made official. Then okay. Oh my God, medyo nagana yung ilong ko. Good luck. So, Devil's Playground na ito. Basically, the rematch for Trick versus Ethan Page. Okay, medyo ayusin. This match, in my opinion, sucks lang. Very, very kalat. Medyo slow din yung pacing itong match na 'to. Feeling ko nangyari yung deja vu same with Tony D. Obafemi. Pero I think this really a better match for both of them when it comes to this type of stipulation. Then, medyo impressive din to see that Red Holland attacked Trick Williams, then Baba Ray really saved the day. Even in NXT WWE, pucha, Baba Ray really ruins everyone. Pero yun, tag match was made official. Ethan Page and Ridge Holland versus Trick Williams and Baba Ray Dudley. Yun. So, he can still go for sure. Very solid, very impressive. Then, ayun. So, yun lang sa akin. So, that's the NXT. That was NXT Halloween Havoc. In my opinion, that might be the weakest show of NXT this year. Yeah, that might be the weakest match for sure. The Tony D match, definitely match of the night. Close second was the women's tag match, Julia Step Baker. So, yun lang. Wala nang magkano na miss on this match na to. Wala rin naman kailangan ma-miss aside from the specials that we are getting in the next couple of weeks. So let's go to AEW since medyo ihapyaw na lang natin yung WWE when we go to Crown Jewel. So AEW Fright Night Dynamite. Orange Cassidy is now being positioned as the savior of AEW. I can't believe Tony Khan is really pushing his buttons hard on Orange Cassidy. I love Orange Cassidy, but I don't see him as a big name like John Cena. And also the report by Russell Boats. They really wanted to push Orange Cassidy as a John Cena type of face. So, basahin nga natin yung quote mula sa Russell Boats that was provided to us, was shared to us. Wait lang, hanapin natin. Medyo hinahanap ko pa. Teka. Eto. So, the internal belief within AEW is Orange Cassidy could be AEW's long-term top babyface. Management reported that a lot of faith in Cassidy and have even claimed that he has the John Cena aura about him. With the current plan being Cassidy will be the one who will eventually take down the BCC and save AEW. Without the box? Without the box? I'm not sure about that. They're not convinced. Pero let's see how things might go. Medyo hindi ako nasisiyahan on that part. Pero parang iba rin yung impression ko. Parang okay, let's see how things might go on this thing. At ako din ito lang. Ito lang yung aking commentary about OC. Si Orange Cassidy really growing on me as the face of the mid-card, the Orange Cassidy division. But I don't really think he has to be the John Cena of AEW. Like, there's Will Ospreay, there's Adam Cole na kahit pointless yung turn niya space. There's Darby Allin. There's a lot of guys that I think might be better as babyface than Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy is okay as a mid-card, but not the main event, not the guy that who will be the one who will dethrone John Moxley. Even John Moxley is mid. Yun. So, um, Adam Cole versus Buddy Matthews. So I think this is part of the search to get the match with MJF. Oh God, this might really go really bad with the feud of Adam Cole versus MJF. I don't like the pacing. This really goes the same as the feud between Wardlow and MJF, and I know this is not going to go well. Then we also have a match between Adam Cole and Malachi Black next week. I think this will continue. Oh my God. Mm. That was really bad. That was a really bad storytelling to get detailed with. Then, Hangman Page. Si Hangman medyo, ano ba tawag dito? Si Hangman, nag-promo siya na, ano ba tawag dito? Nag-promo siya and I think he is impressive na, okay, we are getting something very different here. Pero, okay. So, Jay White versus Hangman getting a rematch, but okay. We should get it done and we should get him back versus Verb for sure. Okay. So, the Fletcher Davis face off was really good. Then later on, John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy was made official for Full Gear. Do I see it as a main event worthy? No. In advance, I would say that. Um, Now, medyo klaro na din that we are now getting the hostile NWO storyline ng kahirapan. There's a lot of elements too. Then, there's a lot of unnecessary bullshit going on. And then now, I think it's go worse. Medyo malabo pa din sa akin why things are going with this shit. Then, this is it. We have the things that we are waiting for. The Private Party versus Young Bucks. I think it's time for them to lose the belts. Ito lang sabihin ko. Private Party, well done. I love Private Party. And to be fair with Bucks, I think they did a really good job on this match. Pero wala naman ako ganong papakailaman because their run is dead and the division is dead. I hope we can get a recovery thanks to Private Party. I know Outrunners might be the one who will be able to dethrone them, but come on. I hope we can get it to JYB. JYB really deserves it. Then, pero itong match na to, I think mas deserved tong change na to nung Wrestle Dream. I think mas deserve ng Wrestle Dream crowd tong title change na to kaysa dito sa event na to. I know AEW is really doing that on Dynamites, mainly not on the pay-per-views. Pero the continuity really pointing sucks. That was bad. Then, let's skip the other promo. Jericho stinks. He needs to retire at this point. Then we have Statlander versus Camille. That was fine. Pero if we can see Mercedes Monet, wala talagang interest yung crowd. At all. Yung sulat was bad. Everything that she does, wala talagang pake yung crowd. Then, Camille for sure is kind of sick and tired of Monet. She's starting to act like that. Pero yun, I think we should get that as soon as possible. Swerve Strickland versus Shelton Benjamin. It's kind of weird to me that we are getting a formulation of the stable with Swerve winning. Medyo weird siya to me. Um, for sure, Lashley, MVP, and Benjamin um, closing the show. Medyo weird nga kasi sa Thriller TV, rinig na rinig natin yung cues na 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Tapos na to, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Medyo ang weird niya. Pero, another day of AEW. Pero yan, Lashley getting a better presentation. Wala nga lang pyro. That was really stupid. Pero yan, I'm really good with Benjamin putting over with this whole thing, and this was amazing overall with the presentation of the Herd Syndicate. We might get more of this in the next couple of weeks, but I would say this is improving compared to what happened last week. This is improving. Pero for fuck's sake, let's finish the Moxley thing, the Monet thing. They are the ones who pulls the AEW product away. They are the ones who is putting bullshit really bad to worse. Okay, so natakil na natin yung things on Raw on our previous episode. Let's do the highlights na lang para medyo mapaikli-ikli tayo. So, we have Dominic versus Damian Priest. That was stupid. Then, New Day got a contenders match for a next show. Medyo wala akong interest doon. Then, Seth Rollins sets up literally the challenge for the next feud for these people. Sorry, it's War Raiders, hindi pala New Day. Pero, yeah, it's very given to me that New Day is losing. Then, Kingston also is really upset at this point that we are getting bad things now. Okay, so, tong show na to, wala ganong surprise. Plus, the 3-hour downgrade to 2 hours was kinda really hits them different. Parang it feels rushed. Pero, ang ina 4 matches on this week's Raw was something very odd. Typically 5, pero ang highlight lang naman dito was the brawl between Bronson Reed and Rollins. I think that was chaotic. Pero di ko na i-discuss masyado. Yun, that was chaotic. NXT, we got the fallout after Halloween Havoc. I think Wendy Chu versus Tatum Paxley really ended with a really good presentation and match. Tatum Paxley wins the match. Do you guys think that Wendy Chu is main roster bound, or she just had to go more to with TNA dahil nung feud niya with Rosemary? Medyo yun ang iniisip ko. Then, Baba Ray Dudley. Baba Ray Dudley is now the tag team partner for Trick Williams. Una, dinecline na ito kasi he doesn't want to take any NXT's spot. Yun ang sinabi niya. Pero Trick later on really asked Baba Ray, please let me, please fight with me, please fight me. Pero yan, yun. So parang nag-set up lang talaga sila. Okay, so the Heritage Cup was really interesting. At sobrang kulit, no? Sobrang kulit niya. Pero that was really good. Then Sarya, I think, gave me a good impression. Tapos dumating na yung Fatal Influence, Roxanne and Cora. They're trying to attack Sarya. Pero Kilani, Steph, Julia, and wow, Jordan Grace appeared. And we got this segment all together. That was really good. Actually, very good. Literally the best women's division. Interesting though. Wait. Si Mami, Rhea Ripley, was written off on this week's NXT, which is odd that they did this right off here, that she was bloodied and unconscious. Malapit sa kanyang kotse, Raquel and Liv attacked Rhea on that parking slot. It proves that wala talagang safe when it comes to NXT parking. Then, Kilani versus Nikita was good. Nikita is now turning again as a heel. Then, medyo rush siya. Medyo rush yung turn niya as heel. Pero, okay. 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 I hope we can get more explanations on that. Then, tag titles, parang pakiramdam ko, I think we are getting Cedric Lee versus Javon Evans later on. Medyo klaro na rin. The match was impressive by the way. The Axiom, Eden Brazier, Praxium was really good. That was very, very good. Pero yun lang, I think that was it for NXT. Wala mga ganong na-miss. Let's talk about Crown Jewel. It's time. So Crown Jewel is set to take place this weekend on ito yung pointless event. Ito, pointless event that we need to address and we need to do predictions. Let's start with the Fatal 4-Way Tag match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Jade Cargill, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Damage Control, Io Sky and Kairi Sane, Metaphor, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Okay, so Metaphor is definitely not winning, for sure. If Jade and Bianca are losing, it should be on Chelsea and Piper. Wala nang iba. But other than that, I think it should be retained. LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the US title. I think I would love to see Melo being crowned, pero sobrang over pa ni LA Knight, so LA Knight. Then, we have two single matches. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens might get the win here. Orton doesn't need wins anymore. Pero yeah, to cement this turn ni KO, I think KO needs to win. Then Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed. No offense everyone, Bronson needs the win. Okay, so Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso versus the Bloodline, Solo, Tama, Jacob Fatu, Tangaloa. Ito. 6-man tag. This is obviously a tag match that the Bloodline needs the win. So, Solo, Tama, and Jacob Fatu. Medyo magiging interesting pa to in the next couple of weeks. Si Sami Zayn, nakikita din nila na pasipot-sipot. Hindi natin alam kung saan pa siya mag-join. He might turn heel by joining the Bloodline. Pero feeling ko he is the fourth guy na mag-join kina Roman and the Usos eventually. I don't think sila Fatu is coming anytime soon. Pero yeah, it is what it is. Then, the Crown Jewel titles, Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax for the WWE Crown Jewel Women's Champion. Women's Champion. Okay, so walang titles on the line here. It's basically Brad supremacy. Tiffy is cashing in, definitely. I hope she is cashing in. Pero I think we can go with Nia Jax here. Nia Jax is winning here on this match. Okay? So, the men's naman, Gunther versus Cody. For the men's Crown Jewel Championship, I think WWE will look a way to protect both Cody and Gunther. I doubt Gunther is losing. I doubt Cody is losing. Pero KO and Randy Orton might interfere here. Bloodline might interfere with the story as well. So just a safe choice. I think this gonna go with Gunter winning the men's World Heavyweight Crown Jewel Championship. Let me know what you think on the Crown Jewel predictions. And finally, before we let you go, eto. So, basahin lang natin yung press release ni WWE about the NXT or WWE ID. So, WWE today announced the launch of the first of a kind developmental program designed to provide up and coming independent wrestlers a pathway to a potential career in WWE. The WWE will be called WWE ID, short for Independent Development. So, WWE ID is the latest of our efforts to identify and support the journey of up and coming wrestlers, in turn raising the profile and strengthening the independent wrestling ecosystem. Following the 2021 launch of the WWE NIL, or the, ano tawag dito? Ayan, NIL, I think, next in line. Yan, next in line. Then, ito, ang different naman nito is they're constructed to support independent wrestling prospects and schools with world-class training, development, and mentorship. WWE ID will provide prominent independent wrestling schools with the WWE official destination, with the goal of providing new trainees and existing talent at the selected institution. So, padadagdagan pa to from time to time, but as of this episode of the main event, so we had this promotions, the Booker T Reality of Wrestling, the Cody's Nightmare Factory, the Black and Brave, the set, the Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center, the Knock X Pro Academy are the first WWE independent wrestling schools to earn the official destination. Eto, yun na lang. Yun na yung PR. So, the fans are mainly thinking this might be led to a maala NXT UK with what happened on the UK scene. But I hope it's not the case. I hope this not the case. If this is the way to get more talents, good. Pero I am also against with killing a scene or a division. Doon ako mag-disagree. I hope we can get this in the Philippines. Mapa Dexcon man yan, FPW, Puso. Let's see what we can transpire when it comes to this WWE ID. And we should look forward then kung sino yung pwede nating makita with this scenario dito sa WWE ID. Yan lang muna, friends, our predictions and also our episode this week. We will see you guys next week with yet another episode for the main event mark. Thank you din sa pakikinig ng putyang 4 na episodes natin, 3 episodes this week on the show. We will see you guys next week with yet another episode, and I hope you guys are fine, stay safe and stay wrestle. We see you guys on the next episode. Follow the podcast, all of the social media platforms at Main Event Mark PW, and yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.